Hey everybody, welcome back to the What Ted Says channel, where it's always time to get a fatter wallet and a bigger net worth. People are loving these videos in here. You got to make sure that you hit that subscribe button, boink, right there, and then click the notifications bell so you don't miss all of this great information. I've had great feedback on the videos around business mileage and being able to deduct them and starting up a business and so much more. Check out all the videos, but I feel like these last few days, people have been asking me a lot about the lottery, the big old mega bucks, because with Jackpot now in that ballpark of $1.7 billion, there was one last year that was at $2.2 billion, so this could be the second largest jackpot in the history of the mega bucks, the Powerball lottery. The question is, what should you do if you win the lottery? Because you're in the right place. We're going to deep dive into this scenario. I get this question all the time. And in fact, I actually had a client of mine at one time that won $1 million in the lottery in Tennessee. So very interesting seeing it from an experience standpoint. So let's face the facts. You watch this on TV and the odds of actually winning the jackpot are really almost infinitesimal. I mean, you're talking about 1 in 292 million people are actually going to win this Powerball drawing. That's one person. So it's always fun to dream, but I wouldn't make this your day job trying to figure out the 5 numbers and then one Powerball, because you're probably not going to win. But imagine you wake up one day or that night, you see the numbers being drawn, you look at your ticket and you realize that you've won the jackpot. A lot of people ask me, they say, Ted, what's the first thing that I should be doing if I win the jackpot? So listen, the first step in here is to really put on your poker face. Is it something like that? Like, you know, put on the sunglasses, the hoodie, whatever it may be, because you really don't want to get out the megaphone right now, and you definitely don't want to quit your day job. Like, your instinct is to go and tell your boss, I quit. But you don't want to set off the 5-alarm fire here that you actually won the lottery. And in general, you're going to have about 3 months in order to be able to cash that ticket. What I have found over time is when people win money or they inherit money, unfortunately, many of them go bankrupt. In fact, the data shows that 1 out of 3 people actually go bankrupt when they win the lottery. So this is going to be a life-changing event for you, and you want to make sure that you manage whatever you get, this wealth. You want to manage it wisely, because the last thing you want to do is wake up and you've got a car here, you've got a boat here, and then you have no money. So let me give you some steps on things you should do. So now that you are not going to get on the megaphone, what you're going to want to do is hire 2 people. One, a good certified public accountant, one that really knows the tax law. A lot of CPAs, no disrespect, they basically just fill out tax returns. They don't really give tax advice. And 2, you want to find a tremendous financial advisor, somebody who's going to help you really build out your own comprehensive financial plan in order to be able to manage this wealth and get you the income that you're going to need. And it's going to be important for you as a second step in here to put together a budget. Now, I know that may be a new one. Like in this case, if you took an annuity and you got $50 million a year, of course you can live on $50 million a year, but what's your budget really going to be? Are you going to change the kind of house that you're going to live in? Are you going to have a few new cars so your auto insurance is going to go up? Are you going to buy a second property? You know, these are decisions that you're going to have to make, but even though your lifestyle is likely to get a little bit more luxurious, you still want to make sure that you put together the budget. Then you've got the really big decision. Do I take the lump sum of this Powerball or the jackpot I won, or do I take the annuity? So this to me is really about financial discipline. 10 out of 10 times on What Ted Says, Ted Jenkins would take the lump sum. Why? Because even if I got $1.7 billion and the lump sum was $750 million, I know I have the discipline to put together a game plan to get that $750 million to produce me the kind of income that I want in order to maintain my standard of living and also be able to judiciously invest that money. But if you're really undisciplined and you're worried about people coming out of the woodworks and asking you for all kinds of money, or you think you're going to blow it like a drunken sailor, then I would say, guess what? Take the annuity. And the annuity may be $50 to $60 million a year in this case, and it will help you somewhat budget even if you spend the money. Now, a lot of people will also ask me, can I remain anonymous? And This is it depends. Right now in America, there are 16 states where you can have complete anonymity if in fact you win the lottery. Places like New Jersey and Texas are big ones that you can still remain anonymous. And this is why you want to wait in terms of cashing in that ticket. And if you're in a state where you can be anonymous, you may want to get a good attorney and send up a trust. And that trust would be a non-identifying trust. I like those anyway. Meaning the trust might say ABC Trust, or it might say, you know, the Jackpot Kid Trust, you know, but it's not going to say your name or your family's name, which means it'd be hard to find you in the tax records. I will tell you, if you can and you have to identify yourself, you may want to change or get a separate P.O. box for a mailing address, because don't think that people aren't above like snooping through your mail or looking for other information. You will and can become a target. Not just charitable donations and charity companies that want to hit you up all the time, but neighbors, friends, work colleagues, people that you haven't known for 25 years that want to either have you give them money or they want you to invest money in a kind of business that they may be building. That absolutely happens when you start to build wealth. So I would just tell you in general, I'd either might try to get a separate address where mail goes. You got to be careful about your identity, and if you can, protect yourself in a non-identifying trust, then do it from there. So I know in what Ted says, I'm making this sound like gloom and doom. Like, damn it, Ted, I won the lottery. I should be able to do something fun. Of course you should. So you may want to think about your dreams. Like, was there a dream vacation that you wanted to take? Or did you always want to get a Maserati? Or, you know, did you always want to get a second home at the beach? Because, of course, you're going to have plenty of money to be able to do that. But I'd really think about your dreams, and that may also be things that you think about in your community, and that may be whether it's a church or a synagogue or something you want to do from an educational perspective with a school or college or university or some other charitable cause that you feel strongly about. But those are all things that you want to be thinking about. Yes, of course, it's okay to spend some money, but again, you want to plan carefully. One final comment here on what Ted says is that I worry about the lottery sometimes, because I do think it is the most predatory form of gambling. And I know some of you might say sports gambling, but guess what? Your odds are a lot better, even if you bet on the Jets, to figure out whether they're going to win a football game. Even if I bet on Boston College, where I went, on whether or not they're going to win a football game, than it would be in the lottery. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people that bet their whole week's worth of paycheck, or much more they can afford, or they spend their cash reserve just trying to win the lottery. And so be careful about it. It can be addictive. And the chances of you winning, again, are almost none. It's 1 in 300 million. And if you do win this money, stay true to yourself. Try not to change. I know money changes a lot of people. It never did for me. I never forget where I came from, and you never should if you won the lottery. So there you have it. That's a glimpse into what you should do if you win the lottery. I'm curious if you go in the comment section right now, if you're watching this video, and tell me, what would you buy? What would you do if you won the lottery? I'm curious about hearing about your comments. I love seeing them all the time, and I answer them personally right here on What Ted Says. Thanks so much for watching this episode.